Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I drove up just now from Broward County, and I live over in Weston, so it's kind of easy coming right up I-75. I'm just glad to be here, and thank you, Ray, for mentioning that particular issue, because people kind of wondered why I voted against that bill, and that's the exact reason, because it infringes on the local communities to enact ordinances and do things that they think are right for their communities. You know, you don't have to have lived in Florida for as long as I have, which is, over 60 years, or raise your family here, as I have, 4 children and 3 grandchildren, to recognize that Florida is really a very special place. Every year, you can cheer for that. Every year, tourists by the millions travel here to experience things that they can't see or find anywhere else. And every year, for decades, hundreds of thousands of them decided to stay here, right here, and make their permanent home in Florida. Many of you, I'm sure, fit that category. Many, if most, of those tourists come to be close to the water, to see our springs, our lakes, our rivers, our beaches, and of course, our Everglades. This makes protecting the quality and the quantity of water, of our water, critical. And it is a critical mission of state government, or at least it should be. Florida's unique environmental landscape, its pristine and beautiful natural resources provide the basis for agriculture, for tourism, for recreation, and of course for our economy. Florida was once a bellwether state with progressive growth management laws. Unfortunately, that progress has been reversed by legislatures and by governors who have slashed revenues for our water management districts, eliminated the agency that reviewed huge development plans, and stripped away local environmental controls, as you've heard. As a member of the Florida legislature for 8 years in the Senate and 4 years in the House, I supported legislation and budget issues protecting Florida's natural resources. And I fought for against these efforts to roll back successful environmental laws and growth management. In 2011, I voted no, only one of 7 senators, on a bad growth management bill, which reversed the good growth management laws that had been in place since Ruben Askew was the governor of Florida, well over 40 years. In 2010, I served on the very progressive Senate Environmental Preservation and Conservation Committee and worked hard across the aisle, and those are important words, across the aisle with my Senate colleagues like Lee Constantine, Paula Dockery, and Dennis Jones, to pass a comprehensive water resources bill that addressed comprehensive water resources, replacement of old leaky septic tanks, development policies to protect the springs, only to have it reversed in 2011 by the governor and the legislature. I believe we must preserve and restore Florida's precious resources. Florida is water. The quality and quantity of water produced by our springs, lakes, Everglades, and the aquifer are essential to sustaining our lives, our natural resources, our agriculture, tourism, and economy. Pollution from development, fertilizer, septic tanks, and a variety of other sources threaten our water resources and our ecosystem. Algae blooms, as you heard mentioned, have smothered healthy vegetation and harmed marine life. A lack of enforcement of current laws is a problem. Permitting practices and regulation has exacerbated that problem. I support enactment of laws and funding that promote the sustainability of water resources, the enforcement of current laws, and active oversight and accountability of permitting. Florida must develop a comprehensive plan and coordinated water policy one that includes, of course, the critical issue of sea level rise and its impact on our beaches and coastal communities. Those of us who voted to protect Florida's water didn't win as often as we should. That's how we got to where we are today, and we need a plan to move forward. That's why we are all here today. With your help and your passion, you as water advocates all across the state will find solutions to the water quality and quantity problems. Today we are part of a statewide event. Concerned citizens are gathering at events like this one to ask that individuals, organizations, businesses, and elected officials sign the Floridian Clean Water Declaration. Yep. This declaration is a result. Remember what I said, coming across the aisle? Well, this is a result of groups coming together to create a new water ethic in the state of Florida, to find solutions to our water problems, to send a clear message to everyone, from the governor to the legislature, to water managers, to elected officials at all levels of government, that the people of Florida demand clean water. We will need to make serious and sometimes difficult choices, which is kind of the other side of the coin, to conserve water ourselves, to stop the overpumping, to use less water. But it is our responsibility to be better stewards of our environment. And it is a responsibility that I believe we owe our children, our grandchildren, and all future generations. We can do this together.
Thank you, Senator, and we really appreciate you taking the time.